Let's see, we got the... What was I just saying? Oh, yeah, stick is good against Weaver. You actually... Okay, I think you're going to block this camp, which is generally fine. But against Weaver, you might want a sentry in the lane, because if he Shikuchis and you can't see him, you're not going to get... not going to get a stick charge, from my understanding. Though I suppose that could be wrong. I like this dual breath a lot. You're getting several auto attacks here that you wouldn't have otherwise. And it put it on cooldown. I think that's good. So let's see, you and Mars. So this is where if we like, yeah, look at this guy. He's got a null talisman. You think this guy's going to buy another sentry for the lane? I doubt it. So if you go ahead and put a sentry like in here or back here, you'll now be able to see when this guy Shikuchi's in to damage both of you. And the first one might catch him off guards even. He may not expect a sentry here, so he's going to come out too far. That could be like a Mars stun into your dual breath, and then this guy's dead. Because Shikuchi is supposed to be how he plays aggressive. Like, look at his shit-ass stats. 520 health. It sucks. So anytime you have, like, strong... decent, like, right-clicks or strong spells, the way he survives is being invis and not being punished. And if you actually punish him, he can't walk up, right? No other hero gets to just, like, walk in. Only he does because he's invis. So that's why if you get a sentry or two and place them in the lane, it really reduces what a Weaver can do. The other case would be, like, if he Shikuchis and then he swarms out of invis. That's, like, I don't think you get a stick charge there. See, like, right now, that Weaver should have been hit once or twice by Mars. But Mars can't hit him because he was invis. And now you're just taking some, like, free damage without getting, like, the trade in. Now, you did buy another sentry. Looks like you do know you need it. Okay, this is fine. Let's get our level 2. See, that kind of thing, right? Let's go back to, let's look at that. Just to let's talk about it. I mean, you're not going to put their sentry up here, but, like, he's just, like, using this to, like, run. He's actually not. He should be hitting you guys with that Shikuchi. But you should be punishing him, like, when he does that, so you know. Like, every time he walks up. And then he won't do that. That time was just wasteful usage of Shikuchi on his part. All right, we're both level 2. You can start thinking about playing a bit more aggressively, especially if you were to salve this guy. But if he has a tango, that's fine. Okay, so you end up using your sentry up here. Okay, right there. It's a little different because they're the Weaver in the game. This is something that a lot of people struggle with, where they feel like, how do I trade with someone like Lion? Every time I try to fight him, he stuns me, and I always lose the trade. He stunned you, and you back off. He's actually really weak right now, right? Earth Spike, no mana drain. And he has 58 damage, 2 armor, 640 health. Someone like Jakiro has higher damage, higher armor, more health. This is actually the time to fight Lion, especially with dual breath, and win the trade. So, like, he starts in the lead because he attacked, he stunned, all of that. But now you catch up because you output more damage than he does. And this is the part that a lot of people mess up. They get scared by the initial burst of damage and they back off without realizing, like, this is when Lion's weak. This is my turn to return the trade and not always get ahead, but at least go even. And when you don't, like, return that punish, that's how Lion pulls ahead. And that suddenly feels like so tough to do it. Because when it works if you go at full health, right? You start at full health. You're both full health. You lose 30% of your health. But then you're able to do like 50% of his health. In the same amount of time, he's able to do 20% of your health. So you end up both 50-50. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of theoretical math and numbers without, like, images. This is why I usually have images in my videos. That doesn't work if you're not both full health. Because if he's at full health and you're at, like, 50, technically you should still be able to get a decent trade in that one chunk. But now you die, and you can't go that far. So now you have to run away, and he's able to get extra damage in there. That's why once you start losing trades, it feels worse, because you can't stand and continue to fight. You have to run away, and they always get the free extra hit, and then you keep falling behind like that without having more time to regen back to full health. Shikuchi is his escape, and he uses it aggressively. If you see him here, which in this case you actually do have a sentry here, and you hadn't been stunned, like you're not playing against a Lion or something, you get to hit him once which helps to equalize the damage you take from Shukuchi. And then Mars, in theory, is closer. He hits Weaver, and suddenly Weaver just has to run away while Shukuchi'd. Otherwise, like once he doesn't have Shukuchi, he's super slow, so he'll take a lot of damage. Or he stays up here and he has no escape and he takes a much worse trade. That's why having the sentry in the lane earlier is really important. See, like he's got no escape, and he actually probably should have died here if he hadn't been speared away by Mars. Mars should have just kept chasing him with the auto attacks, and I think you can chase as well, and then spear at the end. You can't fight like way over here like you can usually against certain most carries. Like you can fight the supports. I think this dual breath's not really necessary here. We're not making use of any of the auto attacks, like the slows, the move slows, the attack slow. We're just using it for damage, which you have some mana to spare, so it's like not the worst, but also not the best. You can just hold on to it, because a chance to play aggressive will come up here with this amount of creeps, right? So you can like look to dive or something, and in that case, you could take it both ways, like, oh, I'll whittle them down here to dive. But I also think like you're gonna have a lot of creeps coming up here, and so you can look to play pretty aggressively, and so you might want your mana for that, rather than just like casually throw it out to start. Oh, end a free D ward, let's go. Okay, but there have been so many sentries over here, Swick. From you and from the enemy. So like, don't you think they're gonna get this one? They're gonna get this observer ward. They don't even know you placed it there. They didn't even see you do it, but they're going to get it just because they've been putting sentries here, because you dewarded them, so he's dewarding you, so you're dewarding him, so he's dewarding. Oh, also there's an observer here. The same way you got his observer right here, even though you didn't know it was here, you were just removing his sentry, but you got a free observer for it. And now you're like, you know what? We should equalize the playing field. Here you go. Here's an observer as well. I wouldn't say that's your fault. Mars, so once you do this pull, you can tell Mars this, or if he just does it, that's fine. But really you should just like meet the next creep wave up here and probably connect him to your own creeps. Yeah, I think connecting him to your own creeps would be fine. You don't want to meet him up here. There's no real reason to do this, because Mars cannot wave clear them like this. Like a Sand King can do this. Mars, he doesn't really have the... He could use both spells, and he still won't kill all of these creeps. So it's not very efficient for him to try to do this kind of thing. Ooh, I like this. This is a good sentry. This is, if you want to place a sentry at the start of the game, you can either put it here, but once you reach a certain point in MMR and the enemy starts doing the same thing, you can do something sneaky like you did and place it in here or like by this tree. And they typically check over here first. But this sentry would still cover this area, which is where the starting lane happens anyways. So I'm a big fan of a sentry over here. Last game I said I wouldn't get a wand too quickly. This game, you could get a wand pretty quickly. Weaver and Lion both cast a lot of spells. See, look, right there, you don't even have to run. Just fight this guy. I don't know what... Mars needs to like come over and help you fight, but you should just fight him during this whole time. Don't even need to ice path. This guy has like very little move speed. He's got boots now, so he's a little faster. But you'll see with boots, he's still only at 320. He's not a fast hero. Shukuchi is what makes him fast. So once he uses it aggressively, as long as you're not about to straight up die, you can almost always fight. And with dual breath at level 3, that should have been like, you cast this immediately. Look how much health he has. He's 300 health right now. This does 330 damage. Now, there will be some damage reductions, right? But, like, once you can confidently hit him, it is tough while he's moving, right? So you might need to wait for him to stop moving. Instantly dual breath this guy, like, right now, because we need this attack slow to start going, and we need this damage to start going. Because if he kills you first, then that's sad. But if you get the damage going, he might end up having to run away first. So you get dual breath, and then now that he's slowed, then you could ice path potentially as he's trying to run away and buy time for this Mars to catch up, who finally finished killing the 2 creeps over here rather than coming over to this Weaver who should die right here. So I honestly, this is like a Weaver kill right here. It might still be. Oh, this Lion is saving this lane with a lot of these spells. Oh, nice. Okay, still get the Weaver kill. I'm just like really throwing it out there though to highlight that Weaver is super annoying, But if you have the vision and you have decent heroes, which you guys are, you're not fragile. Jakiro, Mars, very tanky. Like, you can just punish Weaver every time he comes in, and that's kind of how you pull ahead from a Weaver lane. You can just have dust instead of the sentries, so that you can dust when he like runs in, and you can do that instead. And so, for example, you might have killed that Weaver right there with dust. Might still get him. Thanks for watching, guys. In the future, I'll probably be a generic ending here, but this time I wanted to ask for your feedback, because if you made it here to the end, you probably realized that the editing, the formatting, a little bit different than usual. This is going to be a new weekly kind of thing, cutting a video from the Wednesday stream. Someone's going to be helping me with that. So I want this to be something you guys like. Let me know what you guys like, and then we can make that so that we all win. Thanks, guys. See you in the next video. Well, you won't see me. I'll be a generic ending. Bye.